Hi friends, welcome to Crack Your RRB SSC and Banking Examinations channel. We are back with RRB Group-D 2018 Quant questions, that is December 17 examination paper. In the last video, we have completed till the 10th question. In this video, we are going to start with the 11th question. Which of the following numbers below will have an irrational square root? So before that, you need to understand what is the term irrational. Numbers are classified into two parts, real part and imaginary part. In real part, they are classified into two parts again, rational and irrational. The term rational indicates that any number which can be indicated in the form of a ratio. If a number can be expressed as a ratio, that is in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0, then that number is called a rational number. For example, 2 root over 36, 22 by 7. If you see, 2 can be expressed as 2 by 1. Root over 36 is nothing but 6. 6 can be expressed as 6 by 1 or 12 by 2. Similarly, recurring decimals like 0.3 bar, which is equivalent to 1 by 3. So all these numbers form rational numbers. Then what about irrational numbers? Numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of ratios. That means which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q are called irrational numbers. So some of the irrational numbers are pi. The value of pi is 3.14, so on. It's not exactly equal to 22 by 7. It's approximately equal to 22 by 7. And then followed by non-recurring decimals like and root over numbers which are not perfect squares, etc. So now we have understood what is meant by a rational number and an irrational number. Now coming back to the question, which of the following numbers below will have an irrational square root? Irrational numbers, as we have discussed, which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. So for any of these options to be irrational square roots, that means if you apply, for example, what do you say about root over 36? Is this a rational square root or an irrational square root? It's a rational square root because root over 36 is 6. So it is a rational square root. Similarly, what about root over 21? As 21 is not a perfect square, root over 21 is an irrational square root. So similarly, among these options, you have to find the number which is not a proper perfect square. To find that, generally what we can do, we have to simplify this entire number, we have to find the prime factors. So that is one conventional method. Now I am going to explain how to find square roots very fast. How to find square roots faster? Let's take one example. Let's take the first option, that is 7569. Divide this into numbers of 2 equal halves. So divide the numbers in the partition of 2. So now, before that, tell me, 1 square ends with 1, 2 square ends with 4, 3 square ends with 9, 4 square ends with 16, that is 6, 5 square ends with 5, that is 25, 6 square ends with 36, 6, 7 square 9, that is 49, 8 square 4, that is 64, 9 square 81, 10 square, that is 0, 100. So for any of the squares, the end digit should be one of these, that is 1, 4, 9, 6 or 5. So if you see, here the end digit is 9. That means the square root can be either 3 or 7. Now we have to find the other digit. To find the other digit, we need to take the help of these two digits. If you see, 75 comes between 8 square and 9 square, right? So that means this could be 8, because 75 is coming between 8 square and 9 square. We are going to take the lower one, that is 8. So the square root of 7569 can be either 83 or 87. But how to find which is the correct one in between these two? If you see, in between these two numbers there is 85 square. What is 85 square? 5 square is 25. 8 into 9 is 72. So the answer is 7225. If you see, this number 7569 is greater than 7225. That means 83 cannot be, and the square root of 7569 is 87. You can verify it if you want. 87 square, 87 into 87 is going to be 7569. Similarly, you can find it for all the three numbers. So if you find that, you'll understand that 3368 is not a perfect square. So root over 3368 is going to be a irrational square root. So the answer for this question is option C. Next question. Amit and Pankaj together have 1080 rupees. So Amit plus Pankaj together have 1080. And it's given that if 15 by 29 of the amount with Amit is equal to 3 by 5th of the amount with Pankaj, then what is the amount with Amit? Given that 15 by 29 of the amount with Amit is equal to 3 by 5th of the amount with Pankaj. So if you simplify this, it will come out to be 25 is equal to 29p. But we know that A plus P, the amounts with Amit and Pankaj is equal to 1080. So the amount with Amit is nothing but 1080 minus P. So 25 of is equal to 29p. So 25 into 1080 is equal to 29p plus 25p, which is equal to 54p. That means p is equal to 25 into 1080 by 54. 54 2s is 108, that is 20. So the amount with Pankaj is 25 into 2, that is 500. But here he is asking us to find the amount with Amit. So 1080 minus 500. So the answer is 580 for this question.
To download RRB Group-D previous papers, go to google.com and search Kraku RRB Group-D previous papers. Go to the first link from the search results. Click on free previous papers in the left hand side. Click on take test to take the test.
Next question. The hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 14 root 2 centimeters long. What is the area of the circumcircle of the said triangle? So it's given that a right angle triangle of 14 root 2 centimeter as hypotenuse, that is AC is given as 14 root 2 centimeters. He is asking us to find the area of the circumcircle of the said triangle. So how do you find the area of the circumcircle of this triangle is equal to pi r square. Here the diameter is equal to hypotenuse. Diameter, that is 2r, is equal to Hypotenuse is given as 14 root 2. That means R is 7 root 2. Area is calculated by pi r square, that is 22 by 7 into R is 7 root 2 whole square. 7 cancel. So the answer is going to be 308. Option B is the correct answer for this question. Next question. A pipe can fill a tank in 12 hours. By mistake, another pipe that empties the tank is left open and the tank is filled in 16 hours. If the tank is filled, how much time will the second pipe take to empty it? So given that the time taken for a pipe to fill is 12 hours. That means the amount of work done by the tap in 1 hour is nothing but 1 by 12. Similarly, it's given that another pipe which empties the tank is left open and the tank is filled in 16 hours. That means there is a delay. So it took how many hours? 16 hours. So the time taken to fill the tank per hour is, that is the amount of work done per hour is 1 by 16. So the time taken for the second pipe to empty the entire pipe is 1 by 12 minus 1 by 16. It's going to be, the LCM is 48, 12 fours, 16 threes. It's going to be 1 by 48. So 1 by 48 is the amount of work done by the pipe to empty it. So how many hours will it take? It is going to take 40 hours to empty the entire tank. So the answer for this question is option D. Next question. What is the smallest natural number having exactly 10 factors? Before that, prime numbers are given by, they are denoted by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. Any number n can be expressed as a product of prime numbers. For example, a number n can be expressed in the form of product of prime factors. P1 per A, where P1 is a prime factor, P2 is a prime factor. Here P1, P2, P3 are prime factors and A, B, C are powers. Now to find the total number of factors of a number n is given by A plus 1 into B plus 1 into C plus 1 and so on. So let's take the first number, that is 36. 36 can be expressed as 2 square into 3 square. So the total number of factors for 36 is 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 1, that is 9. Similarly for 24, 3 plus 1 into 1 plus 1, that is equal to 8 factors. Similarly for 16, 16 can be written as 2 power 4. So the total number of factors for 16 is 4 plus 1, that is 5. For 48, 48 can be written as 2 power 4 into 3 power 1. That is, the total number of factors are 4 plus 1, 5 into 1 plus 1, that is 2. So total number of factors for 48 is 10. And this is the required answer for that question. So the answer is option D. Next question. Which of the following is a rational number? So we have come across the topic of rational and irrational numbers. So we know what is rational and irrational numbers, right? So according to that concept, which of these can be a rational number? 4th root of 81 can be written as, 81 is nothing but 9 square, that is equal to 3 power 4. That means 4th root of 81 is nothing but 3 power 4. That means 4th root of 81 is nothing but 3. But if you see, none of them, if you see 49 can be written as 7 square, 64 can be written as 4 cube or 2 power 6, 36 can be written as 6 square. None of them has got a proper 4th root. So the answer for this question is 4th root over 81. All other numbers are irrational numbers. Next question. Pipe A takes 4 hours to fill a tank and pipe B takes 6 hours to empty the same tank. So pipe A takes 4 hours and pipe B takes 6 hours to empty the tank. If both the pipes are opened at the same time, when the tank is empty, how many hours will it take for the tank to fill? Now the amount of work done by the pipe A in 1 hour is nothing but 1 by 4. Similarly, the amount of work done by pipe B to empty the entire tank is 1 by 6. So to fill the entire tank, what are we supposed to do? We have to open both of them. So it's going to be 1 by 4 minus 1 by 6 because pipe B is emptying. So the total time taken is 24 is the LCM, 4 6, 6 fours, that is 2 by 24, that is equal to 1 by 12 is the amount of work done per hour when both the pipes are open. So for the entire tank to be filled, it takes 12 hours. So the answer for this question is option C. Next question. Maitreyi was given some money to take care of her travel during a 10-day sales drive she had to undertake. So it's given that Maitreyi, a girl named Maitreyi, was given some amount of money, let it be N. In a period of 10 days, she has to undergo some expenses. So the average expense per day is nothing but N by 10. However, it is not there. She had to increase her stay by another 6 days, and as a result, her average daily travel allowance went down by 45. So the total amount is N and the number of days she has to stay has increased by 6. So the total number of days is 16. So the average amount spent on every day is given by N by 16. And now it's also given that when she spent 6 days extra, her average daily travel allowance went down by 45. That means N by 10 is the average, earlier average, this is the new average. The difference is 45 rupees. So that means we have to find N. The LCM of 10 and 16 is 80 and 10 8s 80, 16 5s is equal to 45 whole into N. So 3N by 80 is equal to 45, 3 15s, that implies N is equal to 1200. So the answer for this question is option B. Next question. It took 64 people 77 days to construct a house. What fraction of the work can be completed by 44 people in 96 days? To calculate the total work is calculated by number of men into the number of days they work. Here the total work is given by 64 people, that is 64 men into 77 days. What fraction of the work can be completed by 44 people in 96 days? We have to calculate, this is what part, that is 44 people working for 96 days is what fraction of the total actual work. So what is the total actual work? 64 into 77, 11 fours, 11 sevens, 4 ones, 4 16s, 16, 6. So the actual fraction is 6 by 7th. So this is 6 by 7th of the total work. So the answer is option C for this question. Next question. A polygon with n sides will have how many corners? Let's take the example of triangle first. So in a triangle, it has got 3 sides and 3 vertices each. Each vertex is also called a corner. Similarly, for a 4-sided quadrilateral, how many corners will be there? 4 corners. Similarly, for a n-sided polygon, the number of corners is equal to the total number of sides. So the answer for this question is option A, n. Which of the numbers given below is not a perfect square? Just now we have learned how to find perfect square in a very easy method, right? So we can use the same technique over here. You can find the square roots of all these numbers. But if you can remember properly, all the squares of numbers will end with 1, 4, 9, 6 or 5. If you see, this number, option A, is ending with 8. All other numbers are ending with 4. This can be a perfect square. This is also ending with 1, so this can also be a perfect square. Similarly, this option D can also be a perfect square, but option A is ending with 8. That means we can directly say, without even finding it, that this is not a perfect square. So the answer is option A for this question. Next question, that is the last question for the day. If x square plus kx plus 7.5k is equal to 0 has no solution, then the value of k will satisfy. For any quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We know the discriminant, right? So what is the discriminant? But how do you get this discriminant? You know how to find the roots, right? Roots are given by the formula minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. So the discriminant is given by b square minus 4ac. If discriminant is greater than 0, then roots are distinct and real. If d is equal to 0, roots are real and equal. If d is less than 0, roots are imaginary. That is, no real roots. So if you see here in this question, it is given that this equation doesn't have a solution and we need to find the value of k. So that means discriminant is less than 0 for this equation. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to k and c is equal to 7.5k. When we equate this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now the discriminant is given by b square minus 4ac less than 0, as this equation doesn't have any solution. So b is k square minus 4 into 7.5 into k less than 0. That means k square minus 30k is less than 0. If you take k as common, we will get the equation as k into k minus 30 less than 0. So the solution for this is 0 less than k less than 30. So the answer for this question is option A. We will be back with more videos on RRB Group D, Quant, Reasoning and English. For more videos, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more notifications. Thank you.